Hello everybody, thanks for coming back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about all the modifications that came on my new to me 2003 GSXR600 and what those modifications cost. I finally got a chance to ride my bike on the freeway today. It's Sunday. And as you know, here in Detroit, the first 10 days that I had the bike, it rained every day. So today, it's supposed to rain later on. So I got up this morning at about 8 o'clock and took the bike on the expressway. Now, I haven't had a sport bike in about, 10 years. And it felt really good to get back on a sport bike where you got that inline 4-cylinder, man. And this particular bike has no ABS, it has no traction control, it has no lean angle sensors. It is just raw power. And the only thing that keeps you from meeting your maker, Lord Jesus above, and the police is your right hand. So I got the bike out on the expressway and it handled fantastic. Now, I can tell that the bike has been sitting up because I got flat spots on the tires. So when I was out there riding, I could feel a little vibration in the tires. So I also know that the tires have been on this bike, and now it's 2023, May. I looked at the manufacturer's date for these tires, and they're dated March of 2014. So that means these tires on this bike are 9 years old. And after about 5-6 years, the chemical breakdown starts to happen in the tires. So it's gonna be time for me to get some new tires soon. But other than that, the bike accelerated. I mean, you just get that raw power out of an older 600 sport bike. And this one did not fail me. It was, I only rode it for about 10 miles. I went down about 5 miles, turned around and came back. But like I say, it was really good to get back out on a sport bike. And don't get me wrong, I like my Shadow and I like my ST1300, and all my bikes are purpose bikes. Like I say, this one is going to be track prepped, but I will be driving it, every day. So now let's get into the modifications or the mods that came on this bike. And I guess sometimes I've never bought a bike brand new, and sometimes it's kind of exciting to see the mods that come on the bike. And yes, in the past, I have purchased used motorcycles for the mods that they have on it. Now, there are 14 mods that came on this bike. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you the manufacturer, and I'm going to give you the price of each of the mods. And at the end of the video, which I want you guys to stick around, not because I'm going to get the total price, but because you love me so much. Okay, the information I got on this tablet, I'm going old school because I don't have a teleprompter. So the first item, and I'm going to work from front to back. This particular maker of the Angel Eyes is called a company called KT. And the price of this particular headlight assembly is $500. Now, would I have spent or would I have changed the headlight assembly to Angel Eye LEDs? I don't know. I don't know. If anything, I would have put just LED bulbs in the original headlight housing, not necessarily change the whole housing to the Angel Eyes. It's cool, but I don't necessarily know if that would be something I would buy. All right, I want to get through this quick. All right, so the next modification that came on the bike was the double bubble windshield. And they run between $70 and $90. Now, this is an all black double bubble windshield. It's great for the cosmetic look, but like I say, my bike will be track prepped. When you're in that crouched position and you're racing, you do not want an all black windshield because you can't see. So I know in the future I will be purchasing a clear windshield to have when I go to the track. It's only going to be installed when I go to the track. So when I do my everyday riding, I'll have this black windshield because it does make the bike look a lot better. All right, the next mod that came on the bike, it was just a simple dual USB port. And I've seen them run, 10 to 20 bucks. And it works really well. Okay, so that was $10 for that part. Now, the next mods that came on the bike were the adjustable brake and clutch levers. And they're by a company called ASV, and they're about 175 bucks. I like them. I've never had adjustable levers that I put on aftermarket, but on the clutch side, it's a bit loose, and I don't know if this is a normal free play in it. If someone can tell me if this free play is normal, leave it in the comments down below. Like I say, and for the brake and clutch lever set from ASV was $175. Now, the next mod were the frame sliders, and they're not nothing special. They're off eBay, and they were $19. Now, the next mod, which I like a lot, like I said, I took the bike out this morning, rode it for a few miles, and sport bikes are traditionally uncomfortable. The seating is uncomfortable. But I have a Louis Moto gel seat that came on the bike, and that Louis Moto gel seat from Louis Moto is about 180 bucks. But I have seen them for as low as $140. And it's well worth the money. It's a very comfortable seat. I can see myself riding on that seat for hours. Now, the next mod is the one I put out a minute video thinking it was going to be a short, but it was timed at 59 seconds. But by me using Power Director, they added their logo, and it took me into 1:04. So it didn't make it as a short, it just made it as a regular video.
I found disco lights on my GSXR600.
And those lights are by Light Glow, and they're about $139 for the light strips, and they're throughout the bike. The next mod that came on the bike, I was pulling the passenger seat off when I first got the bike, just checking the bike out. And when I pulled the seat cover out, I see a Speedo Healer V4 by Hiltech, and that's about $110. Now, if you don't know what a Speedo Healer is, a Speedo Healer is for when you change your gearing on the front sprocket or the rear sprocket, or the rear and just the front. So basically what this Speedo Healer does is it recalibrates your speedometer, and that was $110. Now, when I saw the Speedo Healer, I automatically went down and I looked at the rear gear. And the rear gear has a 42 tooth sprocket. The manufacturer, I can't tell, did some Google searching, and they're running from $110 to as low as $50 for a 42 tooth rear sprocket. The next mod that came on the bike is a Yoshimura TSR slip-on, and those run, wow, anywhere from $300 to $500. Would I have got the Yoshimura? Probably so. It sounds really good on the bike, and Yoshimura is a trusted exhaust manufacturer If they make other things, I don't know. But I know their exhaust slip-ons and their full systems are a force to be reckoned with, and they're very popular in the motorcycle community. The next bod that came on the bike was the hot body undertail with integrated LED turn signals. Now those are running from $140, and I've seen them as high as $200. They might even be higher. Would I have installed the hot body's undertail system? More than likely, yes. It cleans the bike up a whole lot, and then you have the LED turn signal and the LED stop lights. The next modification that came on the bike was a side-mounted license plate holder, and yeah, I probably would have got one of those also. Now, I don't know how this guy that had this bike got away with this side-mounted license plate holder, because in the state of Michigan, you got to illuminate your license plate. And like I said, yeah, I probably would have got the rear side mount for the license plate. The next mod that came is the EBC wave disc rotor on the rear. I don't know if I would have installed that rotor. I don't see the significance in that. If you can tell me the difference between a standard rotor and a wave rotor, is it just cosmetic, or are there some performance enhancements by changing that that rear rotor or the front rotor to the wave pattern rotor? Anyway, it's by EBC, and it was $140. Now, lastly, we're going to talk about the fairings. I like the fairings. I took my time and I went through the fairings, you know, with meticulous interest in the fairings. And on this bike, there is no damage to the fairings whatsoever. There are no cracks, there are no blemishes. There's a few little rock chips up in the front, but other than that, it's great. Well, there's one more thing. Down here by the engine, where the headers are at, there is a shroud that protects the headers. That is missing. And I will take it back. There is one small clip that held the fairings that came down, and that shroud that covers the header, the shroud is missing. But other than that, the fairings for this bike are in excellent condition. Now, I will say this. I already talked to a representative from Ockmark Fairings, and I sent him a picture of what I would like to get. I'm not going to reveal that now, because now that I had this bike, I'm pretty satisfied with it, with the color and the fairings, so I might not change them. But I did speak to a representative. He gave me a price on the fairings, and the color, pattern, and design that I asked for falls under a custom, and they are going to be $700 if I decide to get them. Now, would I have just changed the fairings because I wanted to? It's kind of hard to say. Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know if this bike was laid down. It doesn't seem like it was. I don't know if the person that had the bike for me just wanted to change the fairings out. But anyway, I priced some fairings, you know, from eBay that started at about $295, and I priced some at Monster Fairing that go as high as $1,000. So I'm going to give the fairings a price of $450 if I were to get the fairings. I'm averaging out. So, okay, so now I'm going to give you a grand total of all 14 mods that came on this bike when I purchased it. The grand total came out to $2,274 for all 14 mods that I mentioned. And I think that's a pretty good price. Well, I'm not going to hold you guys up. I just wanted to share that with you. Once again, thank you for stopping by. I'm Solo Black 313. I want you to rise and ride. And I want to add one more thing. If your bike doesn't make you look back at it as you walk away, you might want to get another bike. God bless and have a great day.